Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome back to our starting point with me, Ferdi Tairas, and my partner.
I'm Aisha Fabian, and now we're not alone.
Yes.
It's not only the two of us, and we have a special guest here today who I believe is used to like opening a segment as well,
Yeah,
a TV
exactly.
show,
TV show.
because
He's also content creator,
yeah.
model, and actor as well. I mean,
Yeah.
so multi-talented. And
I think we're kind of confused how to introduce him because there are so many talents that this one guy has. So now let's just move to our guest. We have Oliver Pras.
Wow, thank you so
Welcome to the
much. What a
studio.
beautiful introduction. Terima kasih. Thank you so much, guys.
So, so don't you miss like being on the screen on TV? Would you like to try like opening our show here
Sure.
on TVR World Starting Point?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Starting Point, only on TVRI World with me, your guest host for this morning's affairs, Oliver Pras. And I'm incredibly honored to be here
Wow.
alongside
Wow.
these two beautiful hosts.
wow.
We're just being taken over.
Yeah. Okay, please continue.
Okay, so as we mentioned before on the opening, like we know that you have so many talents that you do here in Jakarta, and before when you were still in the United States, you were born and raised in New York.
Yes.
Actually, I'm like in the middle of the New Yorkers
Yeah.
here.
Used to be.
Oh, you lived in New York too?
Yeah. 2 years ago around.
Oh, okay, nice.
Journalism as well. And you're still living there? Maybe could you...
Bolak-balik.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
bolak-balik. So I'm always going here, going there. I still have a lot of clients in New York and my mom and dad are still there, so I miss my family, so I go home quite often.
Okay,
Okay.
rewind a bit. So
Okay.
tell us about yourself.
So my name is Oliver, and I am a television personality, content creator, actor, and MC. Born and raised in New York City, tapi 100% Dara Indonesia.
Wow, awesome.
My mom's from Manado, my dad is from Jogja.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been going back and forth, but now you have decided to stay in Jakarta, make a career here.
For
and
sure.
how does it feel? How long has it been?
So I've been here consecutively for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
And I absolutely love living in Jakarta. I absolutely love Indonesia, the food and the people. Incredibly generous, incredibly kind. A complete 180 from New York, as I'm sure,
Exactly.
you can attest to. But yeah, Indonesia is in my blood. It's in my culture. You know, both my parents are Indonesian. So even in America, when I would go out into the world and I would meet other people of different cultures, when I would come home, it's the Indonesian food. I have to take off my shoes. I have to greet my parents in the way you guys would greet your parents back here. So it was very much Indonesia at home and America the second I left the door.
I see. So how do you juggle your time from Indonesia, New York, and going back? Are you like having a special project currently?
So currently, I just finished my first ever feature film. It's actually my film debut.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yes, and I just finished emceeing a live event last night and a couple of weddings over the past weekend. So I've been juggling time is very, very difficult, but thankfully I have an awesome manager. Shout out to Mandy. Thank you so much for helping me keep my schedule intact because I think many people in creative can say that we're not the most organized people when it comes to scheduling, right? So shout out to her for keeping me on.
Yeah, but that's speaking about juggling between times. But how about like juggling between the two languages? I think it was hard at first when you moved here.
Yeah. At first, it's still hard for me. Masih susah. Ya, kalau aku campur bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris, aku masih harus terjemahkan di kepala. Bagaimana? How do I say this in English and then translate it in Indonesian? And then fearing, you know, my intonation, my tone. Like, okay, I'm speaking too slow. Maybe they think I'm slow. I don't know. So yeah, my language preference is definitely still English, but I am making efforts to learn my mother tongue. It's a slow process, but I am trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're getting there, especially you go out like with your Indonesian friends, but yeah, mostly your friends also speak English.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's the challenge, yeah.
And your content on social media also, it's English speaking.
Predominantly
Yeah.
English, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you said earlier about just finishing a movie project.
Yes.
Could you tell us more about it? Like,
So-
what's your struggle and stuff?
Okay, yeah. So we just wrapped up. We just finished filming actually, it just premiered the other day, and it's airing all over America on the Lifetime channel at the moment. And I just wrapped up. Again, like I mentioned, it was my film debut on a feature film. It is the first ever Hollywood production filmed 100% from start to finish in Bali, Indonesia. Now, you've seen other films like Eat, Pray, Love and Paradise, Ticket to Paradise, right?
Yeah.
They have a couple scenes in Bali, right? But then they go back to America or they go back to wherever it's set from. But this is the first Hollywood production, first feature film shot 100% dari awal sampai selesai, from start to finish in Bali, Indonesia. And it's my distinct honor to be able to be a part of it.
And how about the crew, the actors? I believe that there are another Indonesian actors who also play.
Yes. So the majority of the cast is from America, but there were 3 Indonesian actors that were casted. There was myself, Nadine Alexandra, and Caroline Zachary, as well as our very talented director, Brian BLT Tan. Shout out to an amazing director. It was also his debut feature film as well.
Oh, okay,
wow.
okay. So, do you think that by shooting this 100% in Bali or the water around Bali, it will open an opportunity like international productions to shoot in Indonesia for the future? Because I know it's kind of hard to do so and to ask the support from the government because we don't have the regulations on that yet.
The infrastructure is not there.
Right? Yeah, though we are fighting for it, but maybe with this has finished and how it worked. Yes. And maybe it can potentially like speeding up any process and everything else. So, because it's such a good investment as well for Indonesia.
Of course, yeah, for sure. As an Indonesian, I really hope that outside productions would want to take advantage of Indonesia's beautiful scenery. You know, of course, there'd have to be ways to find ways to incentivize other outside productions from coming in. And as an actor, I would absolutely love that because, especially if the roles are more English-based, which is more of my strength, I think, you know, if I can speak selfishly, yes, I would absolutely welcome that. If we can make that happen, let's make that happen. Let's go, come on. Let's invite Hollywood back to Indonesia.
Yeah, with the strict regulations and then the support from the industry as well. I think that would be a good future too for Indonesian cinema, to us to go abroad as well, to be known internationally.
It's like opening new doors for the Indonesian cinema, right?
Yes.
And speaking of doors and stuff, what's your personal reaction when the first premiered? What do you feel about that?
So, funny story. My actual intention wasn't initially to go to the premiere because I had scheduling conflicts, but because of the director, Brian BLT Tan, shout out once again, he made the preparations and everything, and he helped me get to attend the premiere that was held in Bali. And it was incredible. It was a packed house, and me and 3 of my other co-stars were there, and we were able to share this film with an audience. And watching it for the first time on the big screen, it's different than watching it like, you know, at home on Netflix, right? It's like between the sound, the ambiance of being in a setting like that. Really, I was just like, I can't believe that's me. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I can even see my pores.
All right. No, I wasn't able to, and that's because of the beautiful work of the makeup artists. Thank you so much.
So, did you come to the premiere dressed as who did you play on the film?
So my character's name was Rudy.
Rudy.
Right. So
okay.
And
it's a
actually,
sailor?
No, so Rudy, so I played the best friend of the antagonist.
Okay.
Now, it's actually funny because they wanted to choose a name that was both Western and Indonesian. So I went through various name changes before I started filming. I'm talking about like the day of filming. My initial name was actually Antoine. And then I'm like, but that's not really it. Okay. Then they switched it to Adi. Then I think the day of shooting, they switched it to Rudy. Because Rudy can be both American and it can also be Indonesian. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'm Rudy now.
But it's not Ali.
It's not Ali.
It's not Ali.
That's my other alter ego. That's my other alter ego.
Okay, tell us about Ali. And you didn't come to the premiere by being Ali.
No. Prince Ali is very much his own contained satire character that with the help of my friend Ben, I have been able to flesh out. And I love the idea of content creation because it allows me to flex creatively. And also, as a performer, it allows me to create my own stories without relying on outside producers, productions, waiting for an opportunity. I decided to make my own. Now, with regards to the Prince Ali character, who is an exiled prince, my sense of humor is definitely an acquired taste. But to those who can appreciate it, I think you'll find a lot of humor and a lot of satire and a lot of laughs out of it, which you can find at www.instagram.com/forward/Oliver Pras.
Awesome. So with this character, Ali, how did you come up with that? I mean, like, do you have a specific team that kind of design all the plotting, the characters, the storylines?
So, okay, I'd be lying to you if I said my content was 100% original. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. Thankfully, my best friend in Indonesia has already created content that's very similar to this super cool Ben, also known as Bobby Saputra, and he helped me flesh out this character. Very similar stuff, but also a slightly different route in the sense that this character is a royal prince, and but everything, producing, editing, all that stuff is done by me. I don't have a team. As I'm walking throughout the day, I'm just like, okay, how can I incorporate this into a story? Even sitting in the makeup room before I came here, I just started filming just instinctively, not knowing if I'm going to use it in a storyline or not, but just in case. And then you write a script, and then you flesh out the story, put some B-roll, do some voiceover, boom, you've got a story.
Well, and being a content creator, I think it needs and it takes a lot of commitment.
Yes.
Yeah, us as freelancers, we have time for that, but also sometimes it clashes with our other schedules.
Of course.
How do you manage that, and how you stay committed to that?
So this happened while I was on set of the film, as well as even last night when I'm in the middle of live events. I'm very, very strict with posting. I post every single day, just about every single day. And I will always excuse myself for, even if I'm in a group setting, having dinner with friends, I will excuse myself saying, hey guys, I'm going to be antisocial for about 5 or 10 minutes while I post. Now this is assuming I've already have my editing done throughout the day. If I haven't had my editing done by the time to post, it's like, okay guys, I'm going to be antisocial for about 45 minutes while I edit and post this. And then I come back and I'm like, okay guys, sorry, my bad, I had to work. So it's a commitment, yes. And I view it in the way that you should view a traditional job. You know, I look at it as, okay, this is my responsibility. I have to post. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'll find the time to post. Will I be a half hour late, an hour late? Maybe, of course, but you know, the commitment, it's all about consistency.
Yeah.
As with anything else.
So you're looking at this being a content creator is a long-term job for you, or something that you will do?
Well, I don't consider it a job because I enjoy doing it, and and jobs I generally don't like doing. Right? I like to have fun.
It's something that you would do like in long term.
Oh, for sure.
At least for now, you're thinking like ahead for like a few years from now. You'll be still doing that, right? As long as it makes money.
Right. And the truth is, my content has grown steadily over the last couple of months since I began. Before Prince Ali, there was other content that I was playing around with, just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And Prince Ali, just, you know, it's very, very divisive. The character is very divisive. You either love him or you don't hate him. You either love him or you hate him. And there's really no middle ground there. And that's fine because, you know, it's a fictional character.
Yep.
And, you know, I don't blur the lines between me, Oliver Pras, and Prince Ali. Now, there is some semblance of reality, which I'll talk about in the future, so you guys have to stay tuned, with regards to how I came up with the Prince Ali character and how it pertains to my everyday life.
Okay. So speaking of about the love and hate relationship with this character, did you like adapt someone and then translate it into something more positive, or you kind of keep it for real?
For real, for real.
You go. Something like that.
Initially, I chose the specific country that I chose because I bore a striking resemblance to the current crown prince. So I started telling people that I was his...
the exiled prince.
Yeah, exactly, that I was the exiled older brother. And, you know, I just started having fun with it. And yes, I got some backlash saying, you're not really the prince of this kingdom. And I'm just kind of like, as if you guys would know, you know, I'm just in character the entire time. But again, I'm just having fun. And it's all purely for entertainment.
Yeah. Again, it's fictional character.
It's a fictional character,
But
yes.
if it's in reality, you, as Oliver Pras,
Yes.
Your main thing to do, one of which is emceeing.
Yes.
And how do you like it? Like here, many like English speaking MC are in high demands. And you, I believe, in 1.5 years you've been here, you've already has a golden ticket to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I've established myself in New York.
Okay.
So I've emerged as New York City's premier Asian MC in New York City. So I was the go-to MC for almost every prestigious Asian-focused event in New York City. And I always stress the fact that I was Indonesian because we don't get the credit that we deserve in America. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks we're Filipino, we're some other Asian country. So I always stress that I'm Indonesian, and I've always been proud of my Indonesian heritage. So I started off my career as an MC in New York, and during the SAG strike and the writer's strike that happened 1.5 years ago, I decided to move back to Indonesia, where, yes, there is a high demand for English-speaking MC. It is a bit segmented, though, because my Indonesian is not as strong as, say, you guys, definitely. So they often pair me up with an Indonesian MC, which, like last night, my event last night. Yeah.
So yeah. So you do the English, and then your partner would do the
Indonesian.
Oh yeah, and
translation.
I give them the free reign, like, hey, because sometimes I have to say stuff in Indonesian, which I can, right? And then when I inevitably say something wrong or I mispronounce something, I tell my partner, hey, make fun of me as much as you want, you know, like be like, kok lo orang Indonesia nggak bisa ngomong ini, I'm like, hey man, chill, relax, you know, it's okay.
So speaking of Indonesian language, when you were in New York, you also did a lot of emceeing stuff, right? So
Yes.
Is there any specific request that maybe you can put some Indonesian language when you were there, or maybe just strictly just English? And
It's
then
almost exclusively English, with the exception of if I'm emceeing for the Indonesian consulate, or if I'm emceeing for an Indonesian production, then I'll throw in some Indonesian phrases. Like I remember I emceed for Indonesian Independence Day. So yeah, of course, 17 Agustus tahun 45, right? You know, of course, like Merdeka, you know, throw that in there. But because the majority of these events, even though they may be produced by Indonesians for the Indonesian American crowd, inevitably a lot of foreigners, a lot of Americans will come. If I speak exclusively Indonesian, they will not understand.
Yeah.
So every year in the middle of Times Square, we have a huge event where we promote Indonesian music and culture, where we have Indonesian artists. Have you heard of it? The one in September, Indo-Pop Movement?
Yeah.
I've historically been the MC for that. We gathered thousands of people. So yes, I do throw in some Indonesian in there, just so that Indonesians in attendance can be like, that's us. Hey, that guy, that MC, that's Indonesia, right? But to accommodate the vast majority of people who are not Indonesian.
Yeah.
And because I am most comfortable with English, I do speak English majority.
But at least you can say like nasi goreng.
Oh, nasi goreng, rendang. Oh yeah, easy, for sure.
So the event last night that you were emceeing is one of the grand event that we have at the moment. It's the pageant, the Miss Universe Indonesia
Yes,
2024. And how do you feel? Like,
oh, it was great. It was super nerve-wracking because so I emceed for their press conference a couple of weeks ago, and yesterday was the preliminaries, and they had me MC with a partner, Baby, who was actually a contestant on last year's Miss Universe.
oh. Okay.
And shout out to Baby because she was tasked with doing the majority of the Indonesian speaking. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
okay.
thanks, all right, yeah, all right, round of applause.
Finally, do the work. Come on.
No, and actually, yeah, we threw that in there because she would read, you know, like the long stuff explaining and then she's like, okay, Oliver, I need to grab a glass of water. It's your turn. You speak. You need to work too. Yeah, okay. Then I started. I tried reading Indonesian, and of course, I inevitably say the wrong thing.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
you
And
know.
how did you got involved with this? I mean, like, did they kind of specifically contact you?
They
and then-
contacted me, yes. But I would like to, I like to say that I'm starting to develop something of a reputation with regards to emceeing as an English-speaking MC. I like to, both in my content as well as I think around the circles of people looking for MCs, I've developed a reputation as a solid and formidable English-speaking MC. So yeah, grateful for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
awesome.
it's a great time to spend being surrounded by beautiful girls at the
Not the worst thing in the world, no. Not the worst thing in the world.
You're very lucky.
Miss Universe Indonesia 2024. So that was the preliminary, and
Yes.
then next is the
So tomorrow is the grand finals.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the grand
Okay.
We should get an invitation.
finals. You should come, why
I
not?
cannot miss it.
Yeah, that would be
How would
fun.
I think I should bring you backstage. I think he'd be really happy.
Yeah, and take over. Ollie, let me do your work.
Yeah, it's okay. No, I'm actually not going to be emceeing that event tomorrow. Another MC, Oki, will be taking over.
Okay, so we have talked about your emceeing, your film debut, and what other things, and also the content creator, the Prince Ali. What are things that you think, something that you have done that is like most rewarding
Rewarding.
in your life?
In my life, the most rewarding thing. Well, anything I do to make my parents proud is rewarding, first and foremost. And I like to think that despite the headaches that I inevitably give them, that they're proud of me, I hope. In the past, I'm just a guy trying to live out his dreams and trying to avoid the office 9 to 5. I've been there, I've done that. I've served in the US military, been there, done that. I've tried a little bit of everything, I've worn many hats, and I've decided that where I am and what I'm doing right now is the thing I want to do. But rewarding, you know, in the past I've used my talents as an MC, as a public figure in America to push forward the Stop Asian Hate agenda a couple of years ago when the Asian hate was at an all-time high due to COVID and due to the rhetoric of certain leaders in the world blaming certain races and Asians specifically. Dealt with a lot of hate and with the help of my best friend back in America, we were able to organize the largest rallies in the history of New York City.
Wow, awesome. And also, speaking of all those multi-talents that you possess, acting, emceeing, making contents, do you want to try to narrow something down, or you just wanted to expand it and do more something artsy, like maybe Broadway, or maybe theatrical stuff?
Yeah.
So I have been to a theatrical school in New York City. A lot of my friends do currently play in a lot of the productions in Broadway, and I've seen their shows, and it's amazing. Would I be open to doing that? Sure. Do I have the opportunities at the moment? No. And the truth is, I would like to. I'd like to see where it goes. I would like to see where it goes.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
it's relatable, like talking with you, like not choosing 9 to 5 work, and then it's time for us to just live our dream or the long lost dream that we might had when we were kid, and then start like chasing it and make
Yeah.
it a reality. And I think you can give some inspiration about it as well, and especially because of our age that it's not young anymore.
I'm young. I'm forever young.
Yeah, but the opportunity is always there. And
For
how
sure.
do you say about it, like for the younger people
yeah,
with
yeah.
big dreams, like not to just, you know,
Be boxed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would suggest for the younger generation, honestly, follow your passion. Whether that is, I'm sorry to say, right, your parents may or may not understand, may or may not agree, but at the end of the day, you need to follow your bliss, you need to follow your passion, your dreams, and however that looks, wherever that takes you, you owe it to yourself to follow them.
yeah, and not afraid of a new adventure,
No,
maybe.
embrace it.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
So embrace your time here in
Embrace it.
Jakarta,
Thank
Indonesia.
you so much, guys, for having me here.
Wish you all the
Appreciate
good
you.
luck and all the
Thank you.
possibilities open for you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so
Amen to
much.
that. Okay.
I appreciate
Okay,
you guys.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
today. Thank you for coming and be our special guest for today.
Thank you so
Oliver
much.
Prastya, content creator, actor, multi-talented artist. So,
See.
and that's that for today. I'm Ferry Tairas and my partner.
I'm Aisha Fabian. Thank you for watching Starting Point, and we'll be back tomorrow, 8 to 9 a.m. Jakarta, Western Indonesia time. So see you and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.